Welcome to my Flosstube. Sorry, I already recorded this in its entirety once without actually pressing start record, so here we are again. Not for you, I'm here again. Since we last saw each other, I have got a new tattoo, which is really difficult to show. It's a giant leopard moth. That's their name. They're called giant leopard moths. It is a big tattoo, but it's not giant. And we've been up to Yorkshire, to where my parents live, up in Huddersfield, and I got the chance to see some of my old works. So I took a video of one that I stitched previously, which was my Peacock. I'm pretty certain it was a Dimensions kit. I'm not sure if it's still available, but what I'll do is I'll pop it in so you can see it. The dog is here. He's having a time. So if you can see him running around, that's what that is. It's the dog. It's mostly cross stitch, and then there's some half stitch in the background and some back stitch to kind of outline. I had a great time stitching it. I'm not sure if it's still available, but it was a great pattern. Would you settle down, please? And yeah, if you come across it, I would recommend it. It was great. I enjoyed it. I stitched it a long time ago, maybe like 3-4 years, and it's been sat in my parents' house waiting to be framed for ages. So, such is life. I also took a picture, which I'll pop in, of some fabric art I did, which is of a landscape, which is done by kind of like stitching the fabrics together to create the landscape and then doing some embroidery over the top, which, yeah, it's just really cool. So I'll pop it in. Let us move on to what I've been stitching. I have a finish, which I also don't have with me, but I did take a video. So I finished Rooks, which is an Forest Embroidery pattern. I stitched it with Untitled kits, so the kit fabric, kit floss, kit pattern. I didn't need to tell you that. And I stitched it to be finished on the day that the people who I'm giving it to were here, so I have given it away already. But I took a video so you can see what it looked like. I had a great time stitching it. I love Forest Embroidery patterns. It was great fun. It's an entire forest of rooks. I made a couple of changes. I changed the cross on top of the building so it's not a church. I put a pigeon in at the bottom, so one of the rooks is now a pigeon. I changed the date to be 2021, the year that they got married. I did it as a wedding sampler. And I changed the initials to be the word Lockwood, which is their new surname. I took the lettering that I used to create Lockwood is actually from Hello from Liz Matthews' Engravers Chart. It's one of the alphabets in that, which I bought that chart simply to have loads of different alphabets, and it was great to have for that. So yeah, if you're looking for somewhere to just have loads of different alphabets available, I really recommend the Engravers Chart from Liz Matthews. It's great. So that was that one. They loved it. They really, really liked it. And I really enjoyed stitching on it. And that fabric, I don't know what it was. It said it was a Zweigart linen, but I haven't come across a Zweigart linen like that. It was really nice to stitch on. I really enjoyed it. But yeah, it was great. Anyway, I have my Rooks kit here, only lightly chewed by a dog. And I have a pattern, which I'm obviously not going to show you it, but I haven't drawn on it. I didn't cross it out or anything. I just did it from looking at it without crossing it out. I wrote the year 2021 underneath the year that's on the pattern, but that's the only thing I did to this pattern. I haven't done anything else to it. But I know that the kits can be quite expensive, and people might want to stitch this without buying a kit from Forest. I don't have enough of the threads for someone to stitch the entire thing again, but if you would like to stitch this, I'd be happy to send you the pattern with like a tiny bit of the thread attached to the key, so you can choose your own colours based on what was originally charted. If you can just let me know in the comments that you'd like to stitch Rooks, I'll happily post the pattern with a little bit of thread attached to each bit. yeah, just let me know. And if there's only one person, I'll just post it straight to you. But if there's a few, then I'll choose someone at random. But yeah, let me know by saying you'd like to stitch Rooks, please. I won't send you the box. It's been chewed by the dog. Unless you really want it. But it would make the postage more expensive, so preferably not. The other things that I have been stitching are my New Normal by Longdog Patterns. We had a bit of an incident. The dog weed on it. It was horrifying because obviously this is like months in the making and it's not finished yet, but I've been stitching on this since March, and I mean hours and hours and hours of work in this, and I washed it immediately, and thankfully, you can't tell, it was in this corner and it's fine, but it was like a good 10 minutes of drama when the dog weed on it. It's fine though. It's had a bath. It looks better because it's had a bath. A lot of dust came out of it as well, to be fair. I've been working mostly on this side down here with the hand and the rabbits, and this side up here with the ship. And I love it. This fabric is Zweigart 32 Count Merino. It's in the colour Burgundy. The thread I'm using for this is silky. It's thick enough that you only need to use single strand, and I love it. It's so easy to use. I'd really recommend it if you're looking for something to do a sampler with. It smells really nice now as well. It smells of soap. Wouldn't recommend introducing your dog to your cross stitch. It doesn't go well. He tries to eat it, and his teeth are like needles, so if he did manage to get hold of one of them, I'm sure that he would put a hole in the fabric. I'm absolutely certain, so being very careful about that. But yeah, he did manage to get hold of that one and wee on it, so that was unfortunate. I also put some work into this one, which is Sea Dragon by Nadezdha Gavrilenkova, also on a 32 Count Merino by Zweigart in Azure Blue, which is showing up really true to colour. Same colour as our sofa. I love this. I love this piece so much. I put in all of this side up here and quite a bit on top of the head. Yeah, I adore this. I'm nearly at 50%. You wouldn't think so. It doesn't look it, but yeah, I am. I guess because I put in quite a lot up this side, so even though it's not like full across the middle, it is nearly 50%. I think it looks amazing. There's a load of backstitch to be done once it's finished though, so it's going to be a while before that one's done. I'm hoping for a finish by the end of the year on that one though. I'd like it to not roll over. I have also been working on Kingfishers, which is another Owl Forest pattern. I love this. Oh, I love it so much. So, there it is kind of from a distance. The fabric's all kind of curly, just keep them rolled up. And there it is a little bit closer. So you can see what I've put in is quite a lot of the motifs down here and the Kingfishers. And so this is the top of the bottom motif here, and that is the side there. So you can see I think I'm definitely at 60% on this. So yeah, well over halfway. I adore it. I think it's beautiful. The fabric is Eastery, which is a Chromatic Alchemy hand-dyed 32 count linen. And it's this kind of blue and grey dyed. I think it's beautiful. Yeah. Really, really happy with that one. I got the specialty threads from Owl Forest to do it, and I think that they're absolutely incredible. So you can see the variegation through the Kingfishers. That's all in the threads. They're beautiful. You could look at the threads on Owl Forest and try and find near substitutes from overdyeds if you don't want to ship from Russia. but I don't think it's that unreasonable. If you get a few at the same time, if you save up and got a few at the same time that you really want, I don't think it's that unreasonable to ship from Russia if you're prepared to wait. And then finally, my other Owl Forest pattern, which is Dinosaur Forest, and it's on Phoenix. I think Lugana, 32 count from Picture This Plus. It's showing up like pillar box red there. It's got a tiny bit more depth to it than it's showing up in this light. And I did get the kit for this, but I chose to swap the kit fabric. The kit fabric is like a pale green. And I decided that since I'm doing this for my stepson, Ivo, who absolutely loves red and dinosaurs, I would swap in this bright red fabric just to see if it works. And I do think it works. So let me show you this a bit closer. So you can see how the colours come through on the fabric, and I think it works. So I put in the volcano. Someone was particularly interested in seeing the volcano on the red fabric. So I fussy picked from the kit threads. This thread that's in the volcano top is orange through brown, and I fussy picked specifically the orange bit. And I know from a distance on camera it all looks quite difficult to see, but actually in person the green shows up a lot more than it's showing in that. The colours aren't quite right on camera. Yeah, it stands out a lot more. But yeah, I fussy picked the orange bit of the thread rather than the brown bit to put in the top of the volcano because it's supposed to be lava. Like, it's supposed to be bright. And then I'll use the brown bit elsewhere in the design. But I absolutely love this. When you see it up close, you can kind of see more. I mean, this green is a lot brighter than it's showing up here. So it shows up even more. I absolutely love it. I love doing these patterns. They're so much fun to stitch because you're stitching motifs. It's just really nice. I really like them. I'll do the same with the Dinosaur Forest. Once I finish it, I'll pass the pattern on to someone because, again, I know that the kits can be difficult to acquire for people. That's that one. I've picked up just a couple of bits over the last couple of weeks that I want to show you. So I got my Kosh Garden Threads thread cover through. I think they're beautiful. So I have Mike, which is sort of red and brown. Storm, which is kind of like a grey-blue thing colours. Penstemon, which is purple and green. Mason, which is this blue and red, which I think is fantastic. And Sweet Gum, which is like variegated greens, which is great. And again, this is coming through a lot grayer than it is in real life. And then I'm in a couple of clubs, Facebook groups, where people kind of pass on things that they don't want anymore. And I'm trying to be really careful with what I acquire because I don't want to be like, I don't want to have things that then I pass on because I don't want them anymore. But I saw this and I couldn't let it go because this is something that my gran actually used to stitch me something when I was a baby. So this is the Beatrix Potter alphabet. My gran used this to stitch me and my name when I was a baby. And I just saw it as like, I have to have it. I don't have necessarily any plans for it, but it's too sentimental. I can't not have it. So I now have this, and I probably will stitch something from it at some point. I'm not sure exactly what that will be, but yeah, I couldn't not have it. Does anyone else have anything that's that kind of like, you don't necessarily want to do anything with it, but it's just, it has meaning to you and you just want it? I don't know. It's incredibly sentimental, isn't it? And the other thing I want to show you was something that I didn't do, but also has meaning to me. So someone at work, when Captain Tom died, he was 100 years old, and he raised quite a lot of money for people who work for the NHS. So when he died, there was a challenge to raise more money for the NHS. And someone at work is drawing portraits of service people. So that's Captain Tom, this one. She's a very talented portrait artist. and I sent her a picture of my granddad when he was in the forces. And she drew a pencil sketch of him. Oh, change how I'm holding that. So, there he is. See? And I'm going to send this to my mum. I intended to take it to Yorkshire, but I forgot. There was a lot of things that we were taking. It just completely slipped my mind. But she was asking for donations to the museum I work for in return for doing these sketches. So I donated to the museum, and she sent me the sketch, and it's beautiful. Yeah, just wanted to share. But yeah, that was everything from me. I will try and show you the dog. He's currently asleep. He's been very quiet. He's been very good. He didn't try and destroy anything, which is very unlike him. So let's see if we can get him up. Oh my goodness. Oh, you're so cute. Can I show you to people, please? Oh, you were fast asleep. Oh, you were so sleepy, weren't you? It's nearly lunchtime. Oh, here he is. He is bigger every day now. Every day I look at him like, are your legs longer? Is your body longer? Is your face longer? He's such a loving dog. He will try and destroy everything his teeth get hold of, but we adore him for it. And he's beautiful. His name is Paladin, if you haven't come across here before. He's half Dachshund, half Jack Russell. And he's going to go back to his corner and try and go back to sleep. Off you go. And I'm going to go now so I can give him some lunch. But yes, thank you for joining me. If you would like to stitch Rooks, just let me know. I'll choose someone, or I'll send it to whoever the only person is who responds. But yeah, I'll post that anywhere in the world, so just let me know. But yeah, it's been lovely to spend some time with you again, and I'll see you in a couple of weeks. Bye!